Memorial service for the late business tycoon Richard Maponya has now been moved to Friday. Maponya has been hailed as a person who changed the face of business in the country. The 99-year-old founder of First Shopping Mall in a township died earlier this week. And author MOKYMAKURA, who wrote about the life of Richard Maponya, shared in her memories about this legend.
Richard Maponya called himself an economic activist because actually, if you think about his story and how he started and the things he did, it was actually in defiance of the apartheid system. So, a lot of his story were based on things he couldn't do. So there were a lot of no's. And he actually talked about, if you told me no, I would go ahead and do it. I mean, he went into the horse races. He started horse racing because black people couldn't do it. He started a business, first of all, in fashion, and he was selling things from one of the companies that he worked for. He was told he couldn't do that anymore, so he went off on his own. He did a lot of things because people said no.
Right.
So, if that's a motivation to go into entrepreneurship, great. It clearly worked for him. But I think the key thing for him was that he said that he was trying to make life better for other black people. So his motivation to go into entrepreneurship was partly because people said no, but because it was like, why the hell not? Why can we not, be as good as white people? And that was then. I mean, he was making his business during the 50s, right through to the 70s. And I think one of the things that I think he did was he started what was the Johannesburg Chamber of Commerce, because it was bringing businesses together to fight the system, to fight the old apartheid laws that were just putting black people behind. Yeah. So I think people need to understand the role he played in opening doors for black businesses today. Yeah. Because without his fight, without the laws that he changed, things would just have been different.